So one of the problems that I run into with my channel, and I guess I hesitate a little bit to call this a problem, because it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not a huge problem, but it does cause me at times to uh, get distracted and lose a lot of time. And it's that I like gear. I like my filmmaking equipment. I like my cameras. I like my tools, and I have this habit sometimes of just like playing with them like they were toys. So I'll just sit there and I'll build a camera rig and I'll tear it down. I'll pull a bunch of lenses out and I'll like put them on the camera and just point them at things and just focus on just rack focus, change aperture, and then swap to a different lens. And I'll do this for hours. I'll just I'll assemble my tripod head, take it apart, assemble it, take it apart, assemble it, take it apart, move it back and forth from one setup to another, like sticks onto a low hat, onto a high hat, back onto sticks. I'll I'll put together the gimbal and just walk around with it. And and this is kind of dangerous. This not in a literal physical sense, but like there's there's a degree of cope that gets attached to that, which is, oh well, it's practice. I'm rehearsing. I'm practicing with my tools. I'm keeping my skills sharp, and that's dangerous because that's not entirely inaccurate, but it's also a profoundly effective method of procrastination. You're doing stuff without a real like goal. And and the issue is really that it's a time and place thing. There's a time and place for just pure experimentation, for just like play. It's okay to take stuff apart, put it back together, take stuff apart, put it back together, because that does mean, that when you go to do it, air quote, for real, that you will be more practiced. You'll be more comfortable with it. You'll, you know, be just more cognizant of the small hang-ups and the ins and outs and what can go wrong. But you can also just use it to waste time, when you've got other things that like you really should be doing with that time. So I've been dealing with writer's block for several days now, where like I have trouble when I open the document and I look at it. I have a lot of trouble with it. I really struggle with doing anything with it. And so I've been seeking out, like, just instinctively, like anything else that I can fiddle with, that I can tweak with, that is project related. And some of that stuff is could be considered progress on the project. It's like building props or acquiring costumes, or whatever else is sort of necessary. And but some of it is just like, is this the time that thing should be worked on? It's a prioritization problem, and this is not new. This is not unique. I don't even know if I have any profound insights into the nature of this problem, beyond recognizing it in myself. That I have a habit of of just playing with my gear aimlessly and convincing myself that it is practice of some sort, or it's rehearsal, or it's style experimentation, because sometimes it is those things in some concrete, like productive focused way, and a lot of the times It's just not. And this right here is one of them, and I don't know which one of those it is because I'm recording this on VHS and I'm telling myself that this is a pre-test for a technique that I want to use for this project. And I had nothing to say. Actually, I did. I had two other things that like I was going to talk about. Initially, this was supposed to be a vlog about Tolkien, uh, or just kind of rambling about the prompt phishing problem that we're seeing on creative forums across the internet. But I couldn't make myself say anything about those. I sat here for 20 minutes in stony silence, staring at a camera on the other side of the room, just unable to start. And so I decided instead to just ramble about the fact that I was looking for an excuse to use the cameras, to play with them, because I enjoy playing with them and it makes me fulfilled and it makes me feel productive even as I'm using it to waste time. And I have complicated feelings about that. And I don't think there is a right answer aside from, you know, self-discipline, priorities, do the things that you know you need to do and do them in the correct order and think ahead about like, okay, what is it that needs to be accomplished, all of that stuff that like, but like the execution of in the moment just gets like unbearable. So yeah, I don't really know if there's a conclusion to that, but I look forward to all of the comments about how those other two subjects are things that people really would like to hear my thoughts on. And I too would like to hear my thoughts on them because that's why I thought they were good ideas to talk about in the first place. But I just can't seem to do it right now. So we're gonna just trail off into silence and sit here for an uncomfortable length of time.